Hello, it's the extraordinary subscribers joining me yet again for another week of property debuts here on the Hemingway Land YouTube channel. Welcome back, people, and happy daylight savings time. People love this time of year. Not necessarily the fall, not necessarily the winter, though I enjoy both of those, but rather the time of year where it gets dark out at 4 in the afternoon. It's 4 in the afternoon, it's pitch black outside, pumpkin spice is in every store, and the year is rapidly coming to a close, or rather the work year here at Hemingway Land, which wraps up the week of Thanksgiving, and then we're off for a month. We're off until janvier, etc. So looking forward to that. The countdown realistically begins like around July, guys. I'm a little burnt out by July each year, and then the countdown begins. And we are just 4 weeks away. And as much as I love this time of year, you guys are going to love, see what I did there, guys? Segue. You guys are going to love all the fantastic properties that we have coming up on the website in this, our final weeks of the year. All killer, no filler, guys. This includes properties in a brand new New Mexico county. I forget what the count is. I want to say 25 out of the 33 New Mexico counties we have purchased land in. Well, next week, people, county number 26. County number 26. And an accomplishment which I know means nothing to any of you. I am boring all of you merely by talking about it. But I'm very excited about this. Anyway, so good stuff coming up this month. And by the way, guys, it should be noted that, every year, like around Christmas, every year, like December 23rd, whatever, we get a call from someone who wants to buy land for, I don't know, their favorite uncle or something. And they want, I'm not entirely certain what they want. I'm not entirely certain what they're imagining in their mind is the presentation of the land on Christmas Day. They open up a present and here's 20 acres in New Mexico. I don't know. Is it a deed? Is it a, what is it? It's a receipt via email. It's not a great presentation as I imagined it. But we get the call every year on like December 23rd, like, what can I buy right now that I can own tomorrow? What? The point, people, is that if you are one of those, you want to buy some land for a friend or loved one for this holiday season, I would recommend beginning on it sooner rather than later, particularly not only so you can make sure that when Christmas comes, oh, hey, here you go, Uncle Jim, you're the new owner, as evidenced by all this important documentation. But also, if you elect to close through a title company, if it's a little expensive, if you want title insurance, at least by Christmas, you could be like, here you go, here's an insurance policy, here's an owner's policy or something. I don't know. But the point, people, in whatever presentation method you have in mind, okay, it's good to begin on this like earlier, prior to Christmas, prior even to Black Friday, around the start of November. And then, the whole thing can be done by then, and you can impress, whatever, Uncle Jim with, the new land that he owns in wherever, Hawaii or something. So, things to consider. As you can tell, guys, as I have mentioned in previous videos, not a strand of salesman's DNA in this guy. None at all. Anyway, I know, guys. Let's get to special thanks. Here we go. Special thanks to all our valued customers. Oh, people, it has been well over a month. I'm going to say well over a month since I have done this. So as you can imagine, guys, this is going to take a while to get through. Whatever the case, I've got a list. Here's the order of my list that it's in. Starting off in Hawaii, more specifically Hawaii County, a.k.a. the Big Island. Sold some land to Jim. Jim bought some land from us out there in Orchid Isle Estates, a property that never made the website because we couldn't find a photographer. Whatever the case, special thanks to Jim and special thanks to our realtor out there, Wade, our buddy Wade Wirtz of Hilo Bay Realty, I want to say. That's where Wade works at. I hope I was correct on that. Anyway, special thanks to those fine gentlemen. Moving on to Nevada, more specifically up there in Humboldt County. And by the way, guys, yes, we're still actively attempting to sell properties in Nevada. We've reduced a lot of prices. We've offered financing on more. That seems to have loosened the ketchup bottle a little bit, specifically up here in Humboldt County, where both William and Luis have purchased land from us. Special thanks to them. Moving on to Arizona, sold some land in Apache County to Eric and Patricia, and in the south in Santa Cruz County to Derek and Jen. Special thanks to Eric and Derek, Patricia and Jen. Moving on to Colorado, guys. Teller County. Oh, guys, that big $55,000 property that we had out there in the Turkey Ridge Ranch subdivision sold to Layla with our buddy Rob the realtor out there at Whitetail Properties. He helped us out with that one, so special thanks to them. And in Costilla County, Cole and Mary swooped in, scooped up the fourth and final of the properties that we had out there at the Wild Horse Mesa subdivision. Guys, I gotta tell you, we bought 4 of these last year, whatever it was, November. We listed them. 3 sold in like the first 2 months, and then the 4th one has been sitting on the website, priced lower, I would add, lower than other people who sell land on the internet and have very prominent YouTube channels. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. I was sitting around for months just scratching my head like, okay, when is this going to go? And by the way, guys, not a day of a week of a month went by that we didn't get a call or we didn't get an email about the property. So finally, Cole and Mary bought that, so special thanks to them. Moving on, guys, to Nueva Mexico. Here we go. In Socorro County, sold that big $25,000 15-acre property in Rio Grande Estates to someone who prefers to remain anonymous. So special thanks to Anonymous. In neighboring Torrance County, sold some land to Judy and Brian. They both picked up some lots out there in the ongoing Estancia Ranchettes experiment. Special thanks to them. In neighboring Valencia County, sold some land to Brett, Phil, returning customers, the Hemingway Land All-Stars guys. Seth and Kaylee, they keep scooping up lots out there. Special thanks to them. And Robert and Mary, 2 of our loyal YouTube subscribers, bought some land from us out there in Valencia County. That was Robert and Mary's first purchase from us. Long-time watchers, first-time buyers. Special thanks to them. And here we go, guys. Pack a lunch. It's Taos County time. A long list of names in alphabetical order. Adam Ashel, Sarah Elizabeth Garrett, Jacob Jocelyn Joel, Lance Lisa Lowell, Philip Summer and Randall, as well as returning customers Doris Karen, Ryan, and Taylor. Special thanks, guys, to all these fine individuals, as well as anybody who I happen to have left out. I don't really keep track of what names I recite in these videos and how long it's been since I recited the names, but I think that list covers it. If I missed your name and you were eagerly waiting, watching the YouTube videos to hear your name mentioned, my apologies, but special thanks to you nonetheless. We appreciate all of our fantastic customers. With, guys, all that said, let's get to this week's new properties. Okay, so a couple weeks ago we debuted this new property in Bernalillo County's enviable East Mountain region, just minutes from the heart of downtown Albuquerque. This one is a cul-de-sac lot. It's got paved road frontage, power at the lot line, sits in a very swanky area with a lot of nice custom homes known as the Quail Run subdivision. Essentially, this is one of the areas right outside Tierras that the muckety-mucks of Albuquerque like to move to because it gives them more space, more privacy, and it allows them to develop their dream home. And if you viewed that property a couple weeks ago and you liked it, but you did not love it, little to this, not enough that, whatever, you will be glad to know that this week we are debuting another property in another enviable East Mountain subdivision very close by, which will also be a scooch more affordable. Namely, people, this one you see pictured here, located in the Tablazon Meadow Estates subdivision and priced at a mere $75,000. And as you can see from the headline, unlike the first listing, this one boasts a shared community well. More on that in a bit. For now, people, let's go to the map. So over here you will see the city of Albuquerque, population center of the state with a little over 600,000 residents, as well as countless things to see and do. And over here, roughly 10 minutes, let's be generous, guys, and say 15 minutes east along the I-40, you have the higher-end East Mountain communities, which back up to a lot of state and federal forest land and are situated in the shadows, people, of the Sandia Mountains. Beautiful, more exclusive communities with a lot of higher-end real estate. Now, if we zoom in on the map here, you will see that the previous property we listed was up here in the Quail Run subdivision, and the new one we are listing this week is just a little bit south on the other side of the highway in the Tablazon Meadow Estates, a subdivision which occupies roughly this area here. Now, the subject property is located along the eastern end of the subdivision here, along Tablazon Valley Drive, and as you can see, it is within very easy driving distance of the entrance to the I-40, point being, easy commutes back and forth into town. And if we go to the photos, you will see that Tablazon Valley Drive is, of course, a very well-maintained, paved road going throughout the subdivision, and that the property does have all utilities, both underground and at the lot line. And just to show you guys some drone photos of the subdivision here, you will notice that there are no above ground power lines out here. And the reason for that is because this is one of those communities where they want to maintain the natural beauty of this forested mountain region without too many things taken away from that or spoiling the views. Point being, the entire community has power, cable, phone, internet, so on and so forth, all wired underground. And speaking of utilities, guys, let's not bury the headline. As I mentioned earlier, the subdivision has a number of shared wells which service the various home sites throughout the subdivision. Now, to be clear, I don't have an exact count on the number of lots versus number of wells and how many lots share one well and what the ratio is, but in nicer subs like this, they usually keep it pretty conservative, tend to top out at about 5 homes per well. Usually something like that. Point being, guys, directly across the road from the subject property, you will find the metered supply line to the well, which services the lots in the immediate area, including, oh, by the way, the subject property. Point being, if you do elect to buy and develop this land, you will not have to incur the expense of having a well drilled. Now, getting back to the land for a second, I got a couple things I want to point out to you guys. First are these rock outcroppings that border the property along Tablazon Valley Drive and kind of elevate the terrain a little bit above the adjacent lots. That's number one. Number two is the kind of small trail that's been carved out from the road through this rock outcropping and onto the land. You'll see photos of it here, which lead you up onto the property. And then number three is that once you are on the land, this is a largely flat piece of property, albeit one that has a lot of trees, which you'll need to remove to build a home site. But the point is that unlike the last one we listed out here, there is no hillside, no pitch to the land. It's all very flat and hence will pose less difficulty to develop. And additionally, guys, because this property is so forested, it's difficult to give you a sense of the land unless we go to the drone overlays. So I want to show you that next, just to give you a sense of the footprint of the land, exactly how big it is, as well as some of the home sites that surround it and the nice mountain views. Now, as you can imagine, guys, this is a community with an owners association, which has covenants and restrictions, which they enforce to help maintain property values. That said, my guess is if you're willing to spend $75,000 on a piece of land to build your dream home, you do not view that as a negative. Additionally, guys, it should be noted that the association has an architectural control committee, which has some say over what gets built out here. Having said that, again, if you're willing to spend this kind of money to buy a property, which you then hire a contractor to build a 6-figure home on, my guess is your vision for the structure is likely not much different than what the association or its committee would deem acceptable. More on all those things, as well as contact information for the association on our listing page. Now, finally, guys, do just want to quickly wrap up by saying that this is normally the point in the video where I like to mention whichever realtor we're working with on this. At the time I am recording this, however, I don't have a realtor attached, but of course, when we do, their contact information will be included on the listing page, as well as on the Buy Now button you see here. With all that said, going live on the site next week, a brand new property in a brand new New Mexico county. Yes, people, never before have we bought, listed, or sold land in this one, but it has been worth the wait. You guys are going to like this one, that I can promise you. Big, sprawling ranch property, ideal for hunters, comes with power, comes with underground telecom, but best of all, people, comes with everyone's favorite, yes, you guessed it, mystery shed. A shed full of unclaimed belongings. What's inside? Could be gold bars, could be the remains of a drifter. You don't know, but if you want to find out, tune in next week. Until such a time, have a great 7 days, everyone, and we will see you back here in our next video.